This is Geometry, Lesson 3-4, Triangles and Congruence. My objective today is to use congruence notation to identify congruent parts of triangles. I'm trying to walk you through and make sure that you know everything for the homework tonight. All right, so here is the general overview on notation. In general, if I have a symbol like this, it's an equal to sign with a tilde above it, this is called congruent. So let's go ahead and I copied and pasted the same triangle. So draw two triangles that are roughly the same. I rotated this one a little bit just to make your mind work a little bit harder. I could have made it really hard and maybe reflected it and rotated it and made it really tricky. But again, let's label these triangles A, B, and C, and then some different letters. Let's go, I'm going to make this truly hard. I'm going to choose random letters Q, Z, and P. Okay, so these two triangles, let's go ahead and say they are congruent. But I want to make sure that the pieces are correct. So the first thing that I'm noticing is that this angle is very close to right angle, and this angle is also really close to right angle. So what I want to say here is that this angle B, and we're just practicing writing congruent statements. So I'm saying that angle B is congruent to angle Q. So those are the two geometric pieces, and I can say that these two pieces are congruent. When I actually make that congruency statement, you can see that in the homework, they have, there's two different notations. The homework always uses the number of arcs as the notation. So up here, I'm just going to say, if they have one angle sign, then they are the same angle. And you can also say that, hey, angle C is kind of like the sharpest of the angle. It's the most acute angle. It's the smallest angle. And so is angle Z. So C and Z must be the same angle. So you can say angle C is congruent to angle Z. And then we can write that on our diagram. So you can do two arcs here and two arcs here. And finally, the remaining angle is angle A is congruent to angle P. So just practice writing those congruency statements, and then I'll do like three arcs. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I just want to highlight also, some people use different notation, and I'm explaining this not because they'll need it for any of the homework quizzes or tests for this class, but sometimes when you go like in 11th grade, you're going to be doing a state test. Sometimes those tests do a different notation. They would do something like this. If I have two triangles, they'll do, all of them are, they just put like angles, and then they put tick marks within the angle. So say one tick mark means that those match, two tick marks means that those match, and three tick marks mean that those match. That is another notation that you can sometimes see, but for our class, we're going to be using the notation up here. All right, we also want to talk about side lengths, because side lengths are also congruent. So far we've talked about angles. Next, I want to talk about side lengths. So I'm going to actually move you guys over here so you're not in the way. And I realize that you don't have technology, but it's okay. Just move over somewhere. So I want to say that this side length right here is the shortest side length, which means this side length right here should also be the shortest side length. Notice that the shortest side length goes between the one arc and the three arcs. It's always going to be the same. So I will say that side length AB, so AB with a line above it without any arrows, is congruent to side length. And then you have to be very careful here. You have to go in the same direction. So let me write something that's incorrect. Something incorrect would be something like this, QP. While technically this is correct, that this length and this length are the same length, this needs to be written in the correct order. And this is one of the pesky things about geometry. The order really, really matters here. And I can actually take points off if you're not doing the correct order. I'm going from the angle with three arcs to the angle with one arc. So I should be going from the angle with three arcs to the angle with one arc. So I should have said PQ as opposed to QP. So let's go ahead and erase that and fix it. It should be PQ. So that is the correct congruency statement. And let's try doing another one. What if I come over here and I say CB? CB is congruent to what? I want you to try this one on your own. So CB goes two arcs to one arc. So I need to go from two arcs to one arc. I need to go ZQ. So So this one has to be a ZQ, like that. And notice that B is always second and Q is also second. So everything here seems to be working out. What if I randomly say AC? So line segment AC is congruent to what? Go ahead and try this one again. You can pause the video. AC, went from 3 arcs, oops, I want to do laser pointer. Went from 3 arcs to 2 arcs. So I'm going to go from 3 arcs to 2 arcs. I need to go PZ. So this one's going to be line segment PZ. So the order here matters, and that's how you do side lengths. Side lengths. GTH, sorry, spelling. And finally, you need to do an overall statement. This one statement can derive everything over here. So for example, I'll just say that this is going to be the actual triangle. So there's a bunch of things I could say. I could say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle what? So remember, I went from 3 to 1 to 2, so I need to go from 3 to 1 to 2. I'm going to go PQZ to get the correct order. PQZ. The order here super matters. Here, you try one more, and then we'll move on to like one quick example, and then we can be done for the notes. What if I said triangle CBA? What would triangle CBA be congruent to? Again, you should pause the video and make this correct. Now that you've unpaused, it went from 2 to 1 to 3 to get CBA, so it should go 2 to 1 to 3, so it should be ZQP. ZQP. All right, that's the correct answer, and that will be cut off the page when I print out these notes. So let me move all of these over here. Let me give you one quick example. The cool thing about congruency statements is that it doesn't even matter if you have a diagram. So for example, if I just make up some letters, triangle Z L O, I don't like O's because they look like zeros. Let's do B is congruent to triangle, making up some letters, A N W. Okay, so here, you guys have to fill in the blanks. What is angle L congruent to? What is angle B congruent to? What is side length ZB? I'll make it easy. ZL. That's a side length. What is that congruent to? And finally, what about side length BZ? What is that congruent to? You can do this all because everything has to be in the correct order. So you've paused the video. All right, now you've unpaused the video, and here are the answers. So L is in the middle, N is in the middle, so L must be N. So angle N. Okay, B was on the right, W was on the right, so the answer here is angle W. Okay, ZL went first and second, so the side length will be first and second AN. This will be side length AN. And then finally over here, BZ is third then first, so I should go third then first. It'll be WA. WA. So that's how you do congruency statements. So I think that's everything. Let me go ahead and check over here. There's one thing that I did miss. When I did my angles up here, I put the notation of the triangles, but when I did my notation down here, I forgot to put the notation on the triangles. So the number of ticks is how you want to say this. So AB and PQ have to have the same number of ticks. So AB, I'll put 1 tick on that side length, and PQ, I'll do 1 tick. And then it doesn't really matter which one you choose. I'll just choose CB and ZW to do 2 ticks. So 2 ticks here, 2 ticks here, and then finally the longest length, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. These tick marks indicate the congruence. So if there's 3 tick marks here and 3 tick marks here, this length and this length must be congruent side lengths. And I think that's everything. Let me know, check the homework. Everything is there. One additional thing that I'm seeing on the homework is sometimes we don't just say angle B, we do something like this. I'll come off to the side and say that angle B is the same thing as saying angle ABC, Why? Because you always look at the middle angle. I went from A to B to C, and that identifies the middle angle. So you can just kind of underline that the middle angle is the one that I was truly talking about there. And that will affect like I'm seeing problem number 6. It's like angle TUV. What are they talking about? They're really just talking about angle U, but now you can see you went from angle T to U to V. So T, then U, then V, so I'll go D, then U, then C, right? All right, so I think that is as much as you need for the lesson. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.